Hey everyone, it's Desiree, and I am here with another design team project for Birch Press Designs. Now I must apologize. My voice sounds absolutely horrible and I am so sorry, but I wanted to make sure this video got up when it was supposed to, because stay tuned to the end. I'll be telling you about a giveaway that they are having. So the die set that I'm going to use is called Lumina, and there are 3 layers to it that can be purchased individually. But also know that I'll be showing you that using this die 2 different ways. So the first way, of course, is to show the full beauty of these layering dies. Now, the wonderfulness of this, even though it is a full panel, you actually have a lot of different options when it comes to this die, because that piece comes out of the bottom, whether you're using this as a landscape or as a portrait type of card. I am going to use my liquid adhesive, as I always do when I am gluing my layers together, and I chose a aqua color cardstock, a pearlescent style cardstock, and a heavyweight white for this one. So very soft, subtle colors. But as I was saying before, you have the outer piece, just as I'm putting together now, and then you have that inner piece. Oh, no, that's a good phrase, inner piece. Hopefully I'll have some. Again, I do apologize for my voice. This must sound absolutely horrible over this. I do apologize. So as I get my last and final piece on, you can see how they look when you are layering these. You get this beautiful effect. You get the openness between each of the images, and it's the same thing for the half circle piece that can either be used on its own for your card, or you can put it right back into that spot that is open to create a full panel. And when I say that this is a full panel die, it is a 4 1/4 by 5 1/2, so it will cover the entire front of a standard A2 size card base. So I'm just finishing up layering the smaller section together. I will be placing that within my full die, and I'm just going to put a little bit of glue just around the outside, just a few dots, and then I'm going to use my finger to go around the outside of that, just to smooth that out. I just want to make sure it's not the fact that it's not going to be adhered to a card. I just didn't want to take that chance. Now for this one, I'm actually going to use a piece of vellum to back this. This is actually going to be the front of the card. So instead of using, the normal standard A2 size card base, where mine are 9 out of 10 top folding, I'm actually going to create the front of my card using this piece of vellum. So this piece is cut 5 1/2 by 4 3/4. So I added a 1/2 inch on the 4 1/4 side. I will eventually put double-sided adhesive on that tab. I'm going to take, you can see I cut 2 of the aqua panels, so I'm taking that other aqua panel and using that so that I can cut a half circle of white cardstock so that I can cover that section up when it is closed, so that you can't see through that area. Now again, this should look familiar. I believe, and I could be wrong, and if I am, I do apologize, but I believe Jennifer McGuire had shown this technique using vellum or even acetate for the front of your cards. So it gives it a level of openness. Instead of using cardstock, this will just give you a different look. So I really wanted to try that, and I really like the technique, but I kind of, again, I just went another step when it came to what this could actually be used for. I'm coming in with my double-sided tape, and I'm going to adhere this to a 4 1/4 by 5.5 inch cardstock panel, and then that will form the card base. Once I have that there and I have that set, I will put another solid white 4 1/4 by 5.5 cut piece of cardstock on the inside so that I can hide the horrible vellum strip there. Again, we just hide it, and plus this will make it sturdier because I'm using 2 pieces of cardstock. So we're going to be adding just a little bit more strength, but just to cover that up. That was getting on my nerves. So once that's in place, I'm making sure that it's straight, and you can see my card can lay flat. I'm marking on the inside of my card where that half circle stops, or excuse me, starts and stops on each side. Because then what I'm going to do is I'm going to use that spare piece there, and I'm just going to draw very lightly. You can barely see it on the camera, but it's a very faint line, just so that I know that where to stamp my sentiment. And I chose my sentiment thinking of you, and I chose to use the Thanks clear stamp set. I'm now using the Hugs, which is an outline stamp set, and I'm going to use my white embossing powder to heat set that. Again, I am using the same aqua color that I used for my card. They do have matching dies, and I'm sorry, it's called the Lingo Thanks stamp set, and then of course the die set is called Lingo Thanks die set. So it's pretty simple. Excuse me. I'm going to glue that down. I will use an acrylic block just to put some weight down on that so that it will stay secure. So you can see when I put my hands behind it, you can see through it. So what could you use? Get one of those candle tea lights, not a real one. Please use the battery operated ones. Please do not put a lighted tea light underneath your card. But it would make a beautiful card that could be lit up. So just something a little different that you can do. Here's the beauty when it comes to your layering dies, and here is the die that will be part of the giveaway. So layer A, that is the only one that is part of the giveaway. Let's see what you can do with this one die. So I'm going to create a panel. I'm just using my white cardstock, and I've chosen seedless preserves. I've chosen festive berries, spiced marmalade, and scattered straw. And I'm going to ink blend these using my makeup brushes up this panel. So just by using one die, you could keep it white on white. You can create a blended background like I am, and then die cut your piece out, as I'm going to do right now, just to have that variegation coming through the panel. And you can see it looks absolutely gorgeous. You can use, a different color onto your cardstock base. If that's in white, you can use any color to accent that. So again, this one die does have many and a very large amount of versatility because this piece does come out of it as well. You can use this on its own, or you can, I'm actually going to prop this up after I cut around the black cardstock on this piece just to give it some dimension. So this die does have a lot of versatility. So if you ever wondered, what could I do with that one die? This is it. You don't have to use oxides. You can use watercolors. You can use anything that you can think of. Your distress inks, you can use that as well. You can use your inks, just regular inks. So there's many things. It's got a lot of versatility to it. So I just wanted to show you another way that you can use just one of the layering dies and make sure that you get to be part of the giveaway. So what are the rules? There's always rules. I'm sorry. So you want to make sure that you go to the Birch Press Design blog. Yes, the link will be down below. And you want to make sure that you leave a comment. Comments are allowed through August 23rd, and the winner will be announced on August 26th. So please make sure you get into this giveaway. You don't want to miss out, and make sure you keep an eye on the Birch Press blog. I know there's other giveaways available going on there now. So you can see after I've trimmed this, I've added some double-sided foam squares. I've added those to the back just so that I could have a little bit of dimension on this card front. This is also a standard A2 size card base, and it is technically a top folding, but it did start out as a side folding. But yeah, I still ended up with a top folding. I grabbed my black Nouveau drops, and there seemed to have been a clog going on here. That's why you're going to see the strip just keep building up with these drops. It just seemed like there was something that was going to come out, and I just had to fight with it just a little bit to make sure that I didn't end up with this huge blob. And you can see, I think I got it. It was just, floating around there. Sometimes it happens. Even though they're really thick, you can shake these just to loosen them up so that they'll flow a lot better. I found if you also clean the tips of them a little more often after each use and prior to each one, that can help as well. But if you do have any other problems, I can't say enough about the Tonic Studios customer service, so make sure you reach out to them. So I did use those black drops just to add some accent, since I used black in the centerpiece. While this looks very quick and violent, I'm tapping that very ever so gingerly, just to layer out the Nouveau drops that I've just put on the card. Never fear, no cards are ever harmed in the making of our videos. So I do hope that you enjoyed this project, and again, I so apologize for my voice, but I was determined to get this done for you guys. It is going out, and it's leaving me very quickly now, so again, I'm so sorry. All of the products that I used will be listed down below. If you have any questions or comments, please leave those down below. And remember, go to the Birch Press blog. Make sure you leave a comment there so that you can be entered into the giveaway. Again, the winner will be announced on August 26th. I want to thank you so much. If you made it this far, thank you very much for listening to this voice. But if you haven't already, I'd love for you to subscribe. Make sure you hit the bell because you don't want to miss the next video. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Remember, take care, but remember what's most important for me. Always be creative.